Hello, welcome in today for a discussion on gender in sports. Women's rights definitely a prevalent issue in the past 1 or 2 years here in the United States of America, and we want to focus in on it here for the Salisbury University athletics community. With me today, I have three guests, all giving their experience and expertise here as a student athlete here at Salisbury University. To my left, foremost, is Sophie Clendenin. She's a junior here at Salisbury on the SU Women's Rugby Club team. Alongside her is DeAndre Thomas on the men's club team. He is a senior now. And alongside him is Deanya Green. She is on the substance dance team here, also a junior at SU. Thank you all for joining us here today. So first off, I wanted to get your thoughts on the overall issue here today. Student athletes on campus, whether it's rugby, the dance team, or any athletic group, just what are your feelings? Is there maybe a separation in how male and female athletes are looked at on campus?
Yeah, I can personally say from my experience being a vice president on substance dance team, we don't get a lot of privileges as like the other people, the other guys at the university. We don't even have a place to practice, to be honest. When we in the gym, the public gym, guys, you can play basketball, but when we come there to practice, oftentimes we get asked to leave or we're not allowed to play our music, but there's guys up there playing basketball and they're allowed to play music when they play basketball.
Any thoughts from the rugby side, guys?
I think, honestly, for our teams and how we're treated by the school, I think we're both treated pretty terribly. But I think from the general community, the men's rugby team is lifted up a lot higher than we are, even though in the past 4 years our team has been, no offense, like highly more competitive than their team has. They still get more attention than we do. But I think from the school we're equal. They just don't like us.
From like a social aspect, from like the actual students at SU, I mean, when you look at it, where there's men's rugby, there's pretty much female rugby as well. Like they're pretty much always together. You'll find pretty much, oh, there's a rugby player. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's two female rugby players. Like from the social aspect, I mean, I think we're pretty equal from my perspective.
And looking at the media side of things, just as everyday people here at SU Salisbury, wherever you grew up here in Maryland or along the East Coast, just what are your views on television coverage, print media maybe? Do you feel there is a discrepancy between female and male athletics?
Definitely. I feel like males, they get more praise, to be honest, because they're seen as stronger. They're seen, just males, period, from history, they're seen as the breadwinners of the family. They're seen as being strong and better than girls, to be honest. So I feel like in the media, let's say for instance, Instagram, the male football players, they get more attention than the females. Like, I feel like in high school, I played flag football. I didn't get noticed that much when I played flag football, but the guys, they get more praise and they get a little bit more notice. And I feel like the media is sometimes biased towards women athletes.
It's really about revenue, really. Because like if you think about it, who really attends rugby games? It's not like a big market. And you don't have to pay to get in. Non-students, I believe, it's what, $5 to go to a football game if you're a non-student? Like NCAA sports, we're not an NCAA sport. Like, isn't it USA Rugby? I believe it's like, they don't even drug test us. So like, we just don't bring in money. So like, that's where we don't get the media attention from. Now, if we did get more media attention, we probably would get more money, more attention, more money, more funding. Like we stay at Motel 6 when we go on vacations, not vacations, go on like trips.
I think like also in the world, if you look at like March Madness and how everyone did a bracket, people who have known nothing about basketball did a bracket for the men's basketball. I did a bracket for the women's team because my sister is like a fanatic and made our whole family do one, but like who talks about the women's teams? You don't watch until the national championship when you see this girl make this shot and everyone's like, oh my gosh. But no one appreciates women's sports. They don't look at it and think, oh, this is an exciting game. I'm going to pay $100 to go sit in the highest level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one thinks that about women's sports when realistically they're just as exciting.
And Sophie brings up a great point there too, is that there's a difference where the perspective maybe is there's not that slam dunk attention, those big highlight plays in women's basketball, but let's look at that perspective maybe of these athletics. For you, Deanya, looking at the dance side of things, it's kind of that stereotype. You guys, I assume, come on maybe for a halftime show, something like that. and kind of are just like the afterthought of the basketball game. Just what are your thoughts on that, and maybe the stereotypes you face as a dance team member here?
Oftentimes, we are there just for entertainment, but we get respect from, I'm gonna say, the student community, but others who don't go here, they don't understand us, they just leave after halftime. Like, they don't watch us most of the time, even though we are just here for entertainment. They just leave.
Let's see, looking at everything overall and the media and what you guys deal with on a daily basis, what needs to happen to create that discussion? Because you guys have a lot of contrast to what maybe the stereotypes are. Like, from talking to local media members, it's a lot behind the consumption of the consumer, what they want to watch, which are those slam dunks in basketball,
Right.
things like that. So what kind of needs to happen, do you guys believe, in your personal opinion, to maybe even the playing field between male and female athletics?
Coverage. If like female athletics want like actual like spotlight time, that makes sense, they have to get at least like somewhere, like a website on the school, like a sponsorship on the website, something to like put them in the the spotlight.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of hard to happen when you have like a football team or a baseball team that's like D3, but they're still going to national championships and stuff like that. And then you have the lacrosse team, and then the football team. Even I don't think they're that good, but they're still football. Like, this is still America, and it's like rugby's an international sport, but it's not big in America. And if just need like media attention, pretty much.
And for that media attention, do you feel like that's maybe something the media need to do the step forward, or is that something maybe on like the everyday student here, maybe try to establish that relationship?
Needs to be both, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Needs to be both. Has to be, excuse me, you have to meet in the middle somewhere. It has to be a middle ground. Like, oh, if a student reaches out like, hey, you should come to a rugby game, you should come to a rugby game. Like, oh, you might like it, might not. Or like, put it on Snapchat, come to this. Put it on Instagram, come to that. Like, the school can help out as well. A little bit of promotion here and there would be nice.
Deania, you were immediately in agreement.
Yeah, because I agreed when you said promoting the school. My freshman year, when I came on the college tour here, the only sports that they recognized was football and basketball. They didn't say anything about volleyball. Volleyball is a girl sport here,
Yeah.
obviously. They didn't say anything about rugby. I didn't know rugby existed until I came here, honestly. But I feel like they need to promote other sports here, to be honest.
Well, thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate the time and really opening our eyes, especially to the sectors of dance and rugby, and hopefully SU and also greater student community can alleviate some of that pressure overall and make things more even. Thank you for coming out, and for you all watching back there on our broadcast of this discussion in gender and sports. Obviously, it goes beyond the TV studio. Again, I'm Chris Makovic, and thank you for joining us.